David Hertel in for Aaron. Well, a few weeks ago, big news item when the mayor of Gatineau announced abruptly her resignation, citing harassment and just how difficult the job actually was. And that sparked a Quebec-wide debate on our municipal officials, to the point that last week, Municipal Affairs Minister André Laforêt not only hinted at forthcoming legislation to better protect municipal elected officials from being harassed by their constituents, amongst others, but also announced a $2 million fund to support, to help, to have elected officials, municipally speaking, have someone to talk to in the event that they were facing difficult times in their jobs. So I was really interested to find out from different mayors how they feel about the situation on the ground. So I'm very happy to speak with the mayor of Pointe-Claire, Tim Thomas. Tim, thank you for your time.
My pleasure, David. Thanks for having me.
So what was your initial reaction when you heard that your colleague from Gatineau decided to resign, citing the how difficult it was, not only the actual job, which it is difficult, being an elected official is very difficult work, but also the whole climate, the harassment from constituents and the difficulties that you must face every day. What was your reaction?
Well, I completely understood and concur, and there are other sources of harassment as well on the job. I mean, there are multiple. You can get it from citizens, you can get it from let's say powerful lobby groups in your constituency, and from your peers, your colleagues. So there are a variety of sources of harassment, and it doesn't surprise me. Stéphane Côté, a friend of mine, who's the mayor of Ville-Bizard, St. Geneviève, resigned a couple of months earlier as well. My councillor Aaron Tedford resigned. I mean, this is no surprise to me, any of it.
No, I think it's over 10% of people that have been elected since the 21 election have resigned. Yep. Citing these types of reasons, to health-related, mental health-related. So, I mean, what is happening? Is it just, the climate we live in today, or is there something else that explains this behavior? I mean, we see excerpts from city council meetings where you're literally browbeaten. I mean, no, but I mean,
it's true. Thank you for appreciating
that. But I mean, it's like something that has just gotten out of control in the way citizens or certain citizens treat the elected officials. I mean, you must talk amongst your fellow council members in Pointe-Claire, but also at different meetings with other elected officials. I mean, what's going on, in your opinion?
Well, I got to say, David, that I'm getting it from more than the citizens. And if you watch the council meetings, you'll see that it comes from other sources as well.
Yeah.
So I think
it's
pretty much rampant in municipal politics these days. I worked at the federal level, and as bad as we ever got, it never came close to this. So I think there are some structural problems in, I think, municipal politics that have to be dealt with.
Okay, so tell me what needs to be done.
Well, first and foremost, I think that instead of offering psychological assistance after the fact to try and stop people from leaving, you might want to stop or try and limit negative behavior that causes the psychological distress in the first place.
Sure.
In other words, maybe there should be some kind of way of reprimanding or sanctioning or dealing with people who simply behave badly, who are aggressive and are notably aggressive. I mean, if you can identify it and see it, I mean, my meetings are webcast.
Yeah.
These people are obvious. It's out there. You can see it.
And they're regulars.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I have a couple that are really not nice.
Yeah.
I must admit.
But then there's the of course, then we're going to talk about freedom of expression and a line, and you can't legislate speech. And so what's the line there, Tim?
Well, the line is conduct and code of conduct. And I mean, I was an academic for many, many years. And as much as we didn't like each other and went after each other, there were lines we didn't cross.
Sure.
And there's a way of articulating a position. I mean, my best friends were sovereigntists back in the day when I was in Quebec politics, but we knew how to speak to each other, even though we were on either different sides of a position, even passionately on other sides. we still had the respect for each other not to engage in unruly conduct with each other. We had too much respect. And I think it's just respect for the other human being that should prevail here. I really,
But the anger, the hate, I mean, it's not just elected officials. And you're right, it's not just citizens. I get what you're saying about lobbyists and people that are trying to intimidate to get their way on certain files. But I mean, even since I've been on CJAD and on CTV, you should see some of the messages I get. It's incredible, and I'm not the only one, of course. But I mean, it's prevalent in all aspects. Social media, of course, is there, but this anger, this hate, this vitriol. I mean, I get, and I'm totally for what you're saying, getting to the source. I mean, and legislate on trying to curb this type of behavior. But beyond that, something is happening in our public discourse where, I mean, division has gotten to a point where it's so aggressive. I mean, it's turning people off from politics altogether.
I agree. And what that source is and why now. I mean, a lot of people point to social media. A lot of people give a lot of explanations for it. I don't know exactly why people are so angry or feel compelled to be so angry. I mean, I have people who are talking to me in a way, you don't know me. I almost want to say, you've never met me. Like, what did I ever do to you to warrant this kind of discussion?
So Tim, I'm interrupting here because I'm sorry, but I have a couple of texts here where people say, "Oh, boo-hoo, if you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen." Let's give some real examples. Obviously, without using the language that we can't use on the air. But tell me the type of behavior that crosses the line that we go through day in, day out when we're in the public sphere.
Well, I'll give you a couple of good ones. My campaign organizer, who is also the president of the Heritage Society, had his gardens covered in sand in the middle of an evening. They dumped sand all over his flower gardens and filled his water pots full of water. My counselor, Erin Tedford, had dog feces, dog poop piled all over her front step. I had an old woman come in a walker. This is an incredible experience. To tell my son that I was Satan, and she wanted to speak to Satan. My son called me. He was in my store. And I said, well, I'm 20 minutes off, Michael. Let me call. I'll come and deal with her myself. So, I came back. She wasn't there. But then, lo and behold, a few minutes later, she did come through the door with a walker on and started telling me I was Satan. And I felt that was a little harsh. I tried to explain to her. I thought that was a little harsh, and then said I was a sex maniac. And I said, well,
what?
Yeah. She started calling in front of my son. And I'm saying to her, well, I'm 64. I might be a little old for a sex maniac, but I was just trying to make light of it or just trying to deal with her. But I was trying to understand, just hear her out, where this was coming from. But understand, this is a woman in her 80s probably on a walker. What motivated her? Why did she do that? Did someone put her up to it? I mean, what in the world causes that kind of thing? It's an incredible experience.
Is there something to be said, maybe, and I'm trying to play devil's advocate on this one, to the fact that maybe politicians need to do a better job about communicating, making the population understand better, because some people don't feel heard. That I'm definitely sensing. Yeah. And a lot of people don't feel heard. Some of them resort to anger and very reprehensible behavior. But do you think there's something to be said to that point?
Possibly. I mean, that's very possibly true, that people aren't allowed to express themselves. I mean, I certainly, when I do my council meetings, I let citizens speak as much as I can. And in the previous Pointe-Claire administrations, people were shut down a lot earlier. And so I get criticized a lot for letting people talk. But my feeling is that if they get it off their chest, it's cathartic.
Yeah.
They feel better and they go home more satisfied. And no matter how angry they got, at least they feel better. And that in itself may be a victory. Who knows what the answer is, but yes, it's possible that people are frustrated with politics and don't feel heard and feel ignored. Absolutely. I mean, I'm sure that's at the root of some of it.
Well, there's definitely a lot of solutions we need to find and quickly, because at the end it erodes trust in institutions and we all lose if that happens.
Absolutely.
Tim, I really appreciate your time. Thank you for coming and speaking to this very important and sensitive subject. Appreciate it.
My pleasure, David, and thank you for addressing this.